Fernando, how is he?
He's great. Great. It's a little chilly out here, Joe. I should have wore a jacket.
That's true.
It's chilly. It's 40 degrees. Who's going to be first on the hit parade today, Joe? Rev?
Klaus.
Either Rev or Klaus. It's Rev. Look at Joe. It's always Rev. Rev's the man. He's here early.
How you doing, Rev?
Hi, Rap. Hi, Mr. Revlon.
Revlon is here?
Revlon's here. See him? Right there. Anybody else who comes came after Revlon.
Hi, Martinez.
Joe always says it's going to be Alfred first. Now he's for some reason calling Joe Hernandez Martinez. Hi, Martinez.
That's cousin, you know.
That's his cousin.
Martinez cousin.
Martinez, Hernandez, they're cousins. They got to be cousins according to Joe. We got here early today, judging by my beautiful dragon watch. We got here early today, Joe. I don't wear this thing. I got 3 different ones. It's a silver dragon. Pretty nice, right?
How you doing, Dragon?
Hi, Dragon.
Hi,
It's a silver dragon.
send it to...
It's just a silver dragon. I got a gold one and a blue one. I don't know why. It's sitting around for years. Just sitting there today. I looked at it. I said, I ain't worn this in like 2 years. I'll put it in rotation. What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal. This is how the fake YouTubers do it. They're like, yeah, all right, I guess it's ready for the show. Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Boogie Bob. What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal, Boogie Bob, along with his plutonic, strictly plutonic soulmate. That's Jordan Joe. Joe, say hi to your buddies.
Hi, Marvin. How's everything?
Hi, Marvin. Who the hell's Marvin, Joe?
So over there.
You're just making up shit now.
No.
Hi, Marvin. I've never seen no Marvin in here. What's happening, everybody? It's what is today, Joe? Sunday? Monday? Tuesday?
Sunday.
Sunday. I know it's March or April. Can't remember.
Oh, yesterday was so cold.
It was too cold for Joe yesterday. Joe, you did. You were up at 6 in the morning. You were helping the homeless. How many people did you feed yesterday, Joe?
Oh boy, over 200 families.
Joe feeds 200 families, and then he's too tired for the Boogie Bunch.
But this is very small amount.
Sir,
I heard yesterday.
What's
I just
happening?
want to come around here.
Come around, brother. Come around.
How are you, Mr. Around?
Clean and nice.
Nice, and always
How you
look sharp.
doing?
You're the man. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So, Joe, yesterday you helped like 200 families eat. So today, and then you called me and said, Bob, I'm too tired. Can't make it. But today you're here. How you feeling today?
All right, I feel better.
Joe, are you wearing a kufi today?
Yeah,
Take care, brother.
I wear 2 hats.
Joe's got a
because
kufi on underneath his hat. I like it.
Because
handmade?
I took the shave, I shaved my hair, so
Sexy.
it keep me warm.
All right. Joe shaved his head.
I saw pantries yesterday as far as how many people they were in one pantry. It was 5,000 families. That's where it was in Turkey.
In Turkey, well, of course.
Every pantry was between 4,000 and 5,000.
Yeah, we're unfortunately I think we hit the number 50,000 dead.
I said to myself,
Turkey.
we do it. It's easy. We have it. But 5,000.
Well, where should we start, Joe? I bought the Post and the Daily News. What do you want to do? This guy's my boss.
The boss, just give it away.
My boss is on the front page of the paper. Let's start with the New York Post.
How is he doing, your boss?
Not great. He's a billionaire, so. Let's see. This is the ABC. These guys were on Good Morning America. Remember, they got fired because they had an affair? Well, here he is grabbing her ass on the beach. That affair may have stopped them from working at ABC, but it ain't stopped him from grabbing her ass on the beach. Joe, they were caught with their pants down. An auction house planned on selling top Orthodox Jewish leaders' pants. They're selling, this is one of the top Orthodox Jews. They were selling his pants. Probably get a pretty penny. A Jersey auction house yanked its listing for Rabbi Shem Kanievsky's pants.
How much? $1 million?
I think they were probably pretty expensive. There's going to be a whole lot of Jewish folks that want to buy his pants.
Because they want to go to paradise.
The opening bid was $3,200 for his pants. He's a huge celebrity in the Orthodox Jewish world.
Yeah.
Chaim Kanievsky. You see the buses go by with his picture on there, and they're singing and stuff. He's a big shot. He's older than you, Joe. He's 94 years old.
I took one time. I took a picture with one of those rabbis, and actually he prays. In front of me, he was praying, touched my head, and I didn't understand, but that was nice. You know.
Very nice.
Like bless me, bless.
Well, look at this, Joe. Look at this. The Joker's wild. This guy right here, Joe.
How are you, Joe?
He's a headliner at the comedy place. It's a block from here, Joe. The LOL. It's called the LOL, Laughing Out Loud. Anyways, Joe, he's been a headliner there for 7 years. Well, like 4 or 5 months ago, he didn't show up one night. They were like, "Where's he at?" His name is Marcos Confessi. Marcos Confessi. Where's Marcos? He's not performing tonight? No. He was busy on the subway train shooting somebody. They got him, Joe. He showed up last night. After 6 months of absence, I think he showed up to do his set, and the cops were waiting there for him and caught his ass. A real-life Joker is on the loose in Gotham. Now, I believe he was caught since this was printed last night. A Brooklyn man wanted for allegedly opening fire on a strap hanger during a fight on a Manhattan subway train is a comedian who was have taken stage Saturday night in Times Square. The alleged crime clown Marcos Confessi, 30, who performs under the name of Leo or Leonardo Confessi, was on the bill as a headliner at the LOL Comedy Club right here on 46th Street, Joe. Literally, I could throw a rock and hit it. So all these tables, these guys have to have a table right next to us, Joe. I don't get it. Here, let me just wait while they drag the chairs around. Hold on a second. His name was, does that strike you as strange, Joe? There is literally 400 tables here. They gotta grab our 2 tables and drag the chair. God bless them. Don't call him a douchebag, Ron. Don't call him a douchebag. I've been here for years, rocking my pants, putting suckers in jail. Hugh Jackman voiced. Hugh Jackman had to make one big sacrifice to take on the role of Wolverine. The X-Men star first played the Marvel movie character back in 2000 and went on to star in 6 action-packed films from the franchise. But his mutant superhero character's growl took a toll on his voice. I didn't even know he had. I don't know if they have a growl. $84,000 for a script. The script used by 20th century superstar Gregory Peck for his Oscar-winning performance To Kill a Mockingbird is sold for $84,000, Joe. I don't care. I don't care, Joe. I don't care. This is a shocker. This is just here. Santos lied to judge. Joe started feeding the pigeons, so the show's pretty much over any second now. With all here they come. Hundreds and hundreds of pigeons are now landing all around us. Lying George Santos, he embellished his resume before a Seattle judge. Now they're going to find all his lies, but now they found out that he actually lied to a judge. And the latest revelation about the embattled Long Island Republican Congressman Fabulism, Politico surfaced surfaced a recording of Santos trotting out his fake credentials during a court appearance made on behalf of a family friend. "So what do you do for work?" said the judge. "I am an aspiring politician and I work for Goldman Sachs," he told the judge. "That's a lie. He never worked for Goldman Sachs." Legal experts were skeptical that he would face any consequences. Okay, Joe, do you read the funny papers? There's one of them in there that I absolutely hate called Dilbert. It's just horrible. Dilbert. It's some working guy, it's line figures, everybody knows Dilbert. Well, I have a trouble focusing. Joe's feeding hundreds of pigeons at our table. It's okay. I like it when you feed the pigeons. Dilbert, Joe, the guy who draws the comic, went into a racist tirade. RJ knows. Now the newspapers across the country are saying no more Dilbert. His career's over as far as Dilbert goes. He went on to say that he's a white man. He identifies as black, but he wasn't doing it as a joke. He was doing it as a takeoff on the fact that black folks are inferior to him, is what he pretty much saying, "I've helped black folks and they don't deserve it. It was just horrible. I don't even like to repeat what he said. But this week he advised white people to get the F away from black people. He is a discriminatory piece of crap. Dilbert was pulled out of newspapers all across the country yesterday. We're just going to keep it moving. Here's some more bread, buddy. The fish market rob slayer. Joe, we talked about the guy at the fish market who stabbed the two brothers. The Harlem fishmonger left battered during a fatal melee over shrimp at a Manhattan market, said the ugly episode could have been avoided. "I saw what he was doing. He was stealing. If he wasn't stealing, nothing would have happened. But he was stealing, so it happened." Okay. This is the guy that actually owns Madison Square Garden, and of course he owns Tao Group, which I have 14 locations with. I ain't saying a word about it. I got nothing negative to say about it. East Palestine. I'm not talking about the country of Palestine, Joe. I'm talking about Ohio. They say all of their pets, all of them are getting sick. It's been going on for 2 weeks, Joe. Could you imagine living next to a toxic tanker that's on fire? Smoldering, all the ground, the sewage, the stuff is just absolutely horrible. So I feel bad for your birds with their feet all broken. The family mourns the billionaire who killed himself, Joe. The family of tragic billionaire Thomas Lee, who committed suicide this week in his Manhattan office in a somber state. Friends and neighbors, flowers arrived at his East 57th Street apartment. I'm sure it's a beautiful apartment, Joe. I don't think it's a good, I can't. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton is a civil rights icon in New York. Everybody knows who he is. He stabbed Bensonhurst while he was picketing there or marching there when I first moved to New York. He was involved in the Tawana Brawley thing. He has a Rainbow Coalition. Al Sharpton's half-brother, Kenneth Glasgow, is facing 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to tax evasion. I don't think that's a real shocker there, Joe.
How is everybody?
Who are you talking about, Joe, on there? How is everybody? I think sometimes Joe just says stuff. Joe, I'm going to take you around the world. That's what she said. India. Joe, you been to India?
What happened?
A Bollywood bombshell of the 1970s having a resurgence of popularity. Zeenat Aman, 71, an ex-model and actor, has been writing about aging, refusing to dye her graying hair, and sharing anecdotes about her pet dog Lily on Instagram. I don't care. Joe don't care, and I don't care. Brazil. Joe, you've been to Brazil.
No, no.
Have you heard of Brazil?
Yeah, nice, beautiful country.
A tribute to one of Brazil's most notorious outlaws of the 20th century is winning theme at Rio de Janeiro's hyper-competitive carnival parade. In Imperatriz Leopoldines, the samba school made floats and costumes in homage to Lampião, a folk hero and outlaw who grew up in the country's northeastern side of the 19th century. Australia, Joe, you been to Australia?
No.
Don't bring up the camels, though. Don't bring up the cameras.
Over there.
Every time I bring up Australia, you're going to hear about the camels, whether you like it or not. Joe does not like it. I don't either. Anthony Albanese became Australia's first Prime Minister to take part in the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras Parade.
Yeah.
This is a celebration of modern Australia. No longer will they be shunning and throwing rocks, hopefully, at gay folks. So, shout out to him, the first Prime Minister to take place. Anytime there's a gay parade in New York City, Joe, who's Joe's best friend? Right there. Old Limpy. Guys, he's got 1 foot and missing 10 fingers, and then he's got 1 nub. This guy ain't got no legs. Joe's his homie.
I take care of him for 4 years already.
That's Joe's homie. Give him some bread, Joe.
How is Canada?
Right there, I'm filming him, Joe. Give him some bread.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see you giving him.
No, he doesn't like it this way.
Joe likes it to break it up
He
small.
like it like a ball. We make it for him like a ball. He'll eat it. See?
All right. Canada, Joe. You been to Canada?
No.
Me neither. I gotta go to Canada. Other than the time we did the show.
Too cold.
Remember we did the show from Canada, Joe?
Canada, we have Canada share.
The environment minister says he will use an emergency order to protect the endangered spotted owl in the area where old growth forests have been slated for deconstruction. How about the United Kingdom, Joe? I know you've been to the United Kingdom. Britain said it would hand out 3,000 tickets to the Eurovision Song Contest. This is big over there, Joe. It's a contest for Eurovision.
It's a big one.
It's a big one, bro. Eurovision contest to Ukrainian refugees after the country was unable to host a popular competition this year. Shout out to the Ukraine, Joe. It's been 1 year of hell. They have, for the rest of mankind, Joe, they will be known as the people who stood up to the face of the big bad bully Russia, who invaded them without cause and provocation. I remember the day it happened, a year and a day ago, Joe. They said the war would last about 8 hours. It's been 1 year. And Ukraine has stood up to Russia, beat them back at every turn. And many of them said, I would rather die here at my home than flee. I hope that doesn't happen to anyone else. So we're just going through the motions here. We're just going through the motions here. Robert De Niro.
How you doing, Robert?
Hi, Robert. Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri. We had one of the top restaurants over here on 43rd Street. Went out of business. I think they used COVID as an excuse, but I never saw a customer in there. Once the butt of jokes, Guy Fieri has won Top Chef's respect just by being himself. He's the guy that does dinners, dives, and drive-ins. I met him twice. He was very nice to me both times. All right, Joe, what else we got? This is the oldest trick in the book. A son fakes his age to scam his dad's pension. Oh boy. He was dad on arrival. A Pennsylvania man was so intent on stealing his dad's pension and Social Security payments that he even used makeup to whiten his hair and his eyebrows to impersonate his father. To skeptical authorities, the grifter Timothy Gritman, 55, stole $200,000 in New York State pension and Social Security. I hope you have fun in prison, my friend. You could buy a lot of candy bars and a lot of this. Ralph Gritman, 79, of Freeport, Long Island. He retired, Joe, from Nassau County in 1992. He moved his wife, Naomi, to a retirement community, and approximately 3 years later, after Naomi died in 2010, Ralph was unable to keep up with his home and moved with his son. The elderly Gritman went to a hospital emergency room in Wyoming a month later. That was the last time his medical benefits were ever used. The kid impersonated his dad, stole all his benefits. What a piece of crap.
Beard, white beard.
Dyed his beard gray? I don't even have to do that.
It's a good, done good.
Listen to this, Joe. I don't think you're going to like it.
Gray.
Number 2. Number 2 means poop, Joe. You know that. Number 2 may soon be number 1 problem for neighbors of Tompkins Square Park. An increasing amount of people are taking poops in the East Village. Walking down the street, you see a guy taking a poop, Joe. I don't like it. The perfect poop storm was sparked in November when a notoriously vagrant-friendly park had a broken pipe and malfunctioning boiler in the basement. People just started taking poops around Tompkins Square Park. Remind me not to wear my Jordans. Joe, this guy right here is insane. In a good way. He must be wealthy. They're leaving. He must be wealthy, Joe. This guy here. Joe, you ever been to Disneyland?
No, my grandchildren.
They go to Disney World or Disneyland?
Both of them.
Oh boy, they big shots. This guy, Joe, he went to Disneyland 2,995 days in a row.
How much money?
It costs hundreds and hundreds. Now he's going by himself. The ticket pass alone's $100, and you got to buy a soda, which is about $30. And a Californian. That's what you're called when you live in California. Joe, you're a Californian. He must be the happiest person on earth after visiting Disney for nearly 3,000 times in a row. Jeff Wrights of Huntington Beach was finally recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. He went 8-year streak without missing a day, Joe. And then COVID shut his ass down, but that's not his fault. The Disney diehard visitor, he visited the happiest place on earth 2,995 consecutive days, a streak that began in January 1st of 2012. Hey, Jim, I'm sorry to say your dad passed away. The funeral's tomorrow. Can't go. Can't go. I'm on day 674. Can't make it. Jim, I'm so happy you're getting married tomorrow. I can't. I'm getting married at Disneyland. This guy, he ain't gonna miss his streak, Joe. The park closed. He started January 1st, 2012, Joe. He ended March 13th, 2020, when the park was closed due to COVID. I don't think that should cancel him. Why are you playing your music like that? Why are you doing that? Look at this crazy person back there. Look at this person, Joe. Right there. She walks up, has her phone playing music, and starts blasting it at me. I don't know. Ladies seem to love me, Joe. It doesn't matter the age. He was 50. He made his first headline in 2017 after reaching 2,000 consecutive visits. Said he started his journey with a friend when they were both unemployed. Bruh. I didn't even start it as a Guinness attempt. It was a joke between friends. As he gained, I can't imagine you're on your 10th day and you go, let's go to day 11. At some point, I don't even like anything 3,000 days in a row. Anything. Shrimp. That. I don't want none. I can't. Sorry. 3,000 days in a row, Joe? Get out of here. All right, let's see. All shook up. I'm not doing the Elvis Presley family thing. Oh, Joe. Oh, boy. HK model. Look at this beautiful model. HK, we think of HK, we think of Hell's Kitchen. I think it's Hong Kong. HK model chopped up by kin. Her family chopped her up, Joe. A fashion model's ex-husband and former in-laws were busted after cops found parts of her dismembered body inside a Hong Kong home. Police found the legs of Abby Choi, a catwalker. Oh, I'm assuming that's a model, not a person who walks cats. Who had appeared on the cover of Vogue magazine. They found her legs in a refrigerator, Joe, in the home of the village in Tai Po district. Police suspect that Choi's former father-in-law plotted the gruesome murder. In the UK, some reported the home was being rented. They're over here yelling at each other.
Because this way is not
On Friday, police found the body parts along with Choi's ID card and other belongings, Police Superintendent Allen said. They found her torso
I'm very happy there.
in pots of soup. Pots of soup, Joe. Her head, torso, and hands have not been found as of yet. Her brother, his parents, and other brother were detained. Choi arguments with her ex-family over a $12 million property that she had. They killed her for the property, Joe. Creep out on bail. This is not me. Joe, are you out? It's not Joe. I don't think it's Joe. A creepy Atlanta, no, it's not Joe. It's not Joe. Atlanta bus driver is out on bond after he allegedly broke into the home of a 10-year-old girl looking for her last month. Georgiani Rayudu, 56, was arrested Tuesday and charged with felony burglary and misdemeanor loitering, but was back on the streets Thursday after posting $20,000 bond. He breaks into a young 10-year-old girl's house and he's out on bail. That's insane. The turnstile of justice left the young girl's mother distraught. To protect her family, she has since obtained a restraining order. What you need to obtain is a weapon. I ain't gonna say you should shoot him if he comes back again. I would never say that. I wouldn't say it, though. Oh boy, this is the worst thing I've ever read. One of the worst. Ailing Holocaust survivor. Joe, there are still plenty of Holocaust survivors alive. My dear friend, her grandmother and grandfather, last I talked to her, were still alive. They were both Holocaust survivors. They have the tattoos on their arm and everything. How much can one woman take? An 87-year-old Holocaust survivor recovering from colon cancer and a stroke claims that her son siphoned off $2 million in cash and stocks from her and tried to steal two multi-million-dollar California properties from under her nose. This is her son, Joe. It's a Holocaust survivor. Joe, is that the same lady right there with the radio? It is.
I don't know.
It's
Is
her.
she?
Yes.
How is
I got a stalker. I got my very first stalker.
no problem?
It's not my first. It's like my
happy.
fifth stalker.
She's
If she's happy, that's fine. I got no problem. I just want to make sure you don't cut me. Retired Manhattan prosthodontist Irene Mauser built a portfolio of cash, stocks, investments, and nearly $5 million in real estate with her Chanel executive husband, Jack Mauser, who died in 2014. She trusted their son, Ian Mausner, 62, to manage her wealth, but instead he engaged in an array of theft, fraud, and deceit. This guy steals from his mom.
How
Joe.
you doing, Mauser?
Why are you saying hi to a guy who steals from his mom?
Mauser.
Look at this, Joe. That looks like an armadillo and a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
It's the Prague Zoo. Where's Prague, Joe?
Frog Jew?
No, where's Prague?
Prague?
Prague.
This is
Joe's
Czech
Joe's-
Republic.
I think Joe is stalling. I don't think Joe knows this one.
Czechoslovakia. Did you hear about it?
Czechoslovakia. No, I never heard of it.
It was split to two countries, a Czech and Slovakia.
All right. Well, the Prague Zoo had to watch the scales of an endangered pink Chinese pangolin. It's only 4 ounces. It's tiny. I don't know. That's cute. It's cute. That's a
4 ounces is smaller than your finger.
I bought 4 ounces of weed back in college, Joe, but that was 30 years ago. I bought 4 ounces of weed to sell, and I ended up making negative $280. I wasn't good at it, Joe. No one told me not to smoke my own weed.
You went to jail.
I did go to jail, but not for that. Emperor State of Mind. Jay-Z, his magic touch will be able to save Times Square. Rap billionaire Jay-Z, with his daughter Blue Ivy, and Rock Nation are seeking a thrilling Times Square entertainment makeover. Can you imagine Jay-Z taking over a big plot of Times Square? He used to hustle out there.
They're gonna reopen, I think, a casino in Times Square.
They might. They definitely are thinking about it, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll give you this.
How
was your vacation?
okay.
Oh boy, here comes the stalker. Okay, here comes my stalker. Is she gone, Joe? Did she leave? Okay, there's her stalker. Oh, there's my stalker. Hey Joe, what do you say we do this, Joe?
How is Albania?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's from Albania.
The guy's 140 feet away. I told him.
Albania.
How are you, sir?
Okay.
Hey Joe,
How are you, Albania?
I think it's about time that we bust a rhyme.
How are you, man?
How are you, Mr. Buster Rhyme? I'm not Buster Rhyme, but when I bust a rhyme, I'm here to let you know we about to flow. It's time for the Jordan Joe Show, so let's go. While Joe does that, I'm gonna eat some cookies brought to us by our sponsor, Nice. Nice cookies. These ain't your daddy's cookies. No. Also, I'm gonna wash it down with a beautiful Coca-Cola. This is the Coca-Cola sugar-free. 0 sugar. And our Ray-Ban glasses, which were... Joe, I made it. I made it myself, Joe. It's called the Wheel of Joe. Oh, don't try it, RJ. There is no more. That's not gonna happen. RJ's quick to hit the Sag gang. But let's see, Joe. You're only picking 3. You ready? Ooh, Taurus. Taurus. It's the Wheel of Joe. Where it lands, anyone. Scorpio. We're only doing 3. Who's next? Who's next on the wheel of Capricorn?
Capricorn.
And Sagittarius. We're doing 4. Apparently,
Okay.
we're doing 4.
Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend, everybody. Joe, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready to dazzle these guys with your earthy
Well,
vine?
Scorpio, that's you.
That's me, Joe. Now, I would hope that
I-
something
I-
like this is
I-
going to
I-
happen
I-
in my future, but I doubt it. I don't
I
think
am sitting with the TV station. You never stop talking.
so. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm a TV. Broken
Fo-
TV.
Okay, you are Scorpio. So
I am.
focus only on realities this week.
Oh, no thanks.
Don't waste precious time on wishful thinking.
That's all I do.
Cosmic activity in one of the more practical area of your chart will encourage you to see things as they are rather than as how you wish they might be.
That's what I always get, Joe. Bullshit. Nothing good. Except
Sagittarius,
for these nice cookies.
eat cookies, you feel
Joe,
better.
you want cookie?
No, I am hungry for something else.
Don't get freaky
Before
with me,
I,
Joe.
s-
Do not get freaky with me, Joe.
before I eat cookies, I have to eat first.
All right.
Sagittarius, you have so much creative potential, but have you been using it wisely?
Nope.
That is the question you need to ask yourself now. And if the honest answer is no, then you must do something about it. What can you invent or construct that enhances your reputation?
Okay. Picture yourself as a boat on a river.
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
You need to spend more time with someone you are close to emotionally, but who has been feeling a bit neglected of late.
I've been feeling neglected as late, Joe. None of my ladies called me today. None.
The balance between your working life and your private life needs to be reviewed and then adjusted.
Okay.
Love is more important than career.
That's facts. Unless your career is in the theater of love.
The Taurus.
Joe, this is a mighty bull corner of the internet.
Like it or not, you will have to put other people's need ahead of your own over the next few days. But the good news is the more things you do for family and friends, the more universe will do for you.
Okay.
It is a cosmic win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation. Everybody wins. And that's it, folks. That was the Wheel of Joe. Get in the comments. Let me know, what do you think of the Wheel of Joe? How bad do you hate it? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, do you hate it a 10 or an 11? Hey, Joe, did you do birthdays?
Well,
That's a yes.
of course, this is a great author born on this day.
I quit.
Is Victor Hugo. You don't know who's Victor Hugo? And then you don't know anything about
know nothing.
literature.
I know nothing about literature. I just found out that Gilbert.
Do you
was written by a
remember
racist.
the movie Hunchback of Notre Dame?
I do.
He wrote that.
Do you remember the name of the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
I saw that movie. It's brilliant.
Great movie.
Brilliant.
You're a lot older than I am, Joe.
Why you don't?
I'm a young
you
kid.
didn't see it yet.
I did see it. Quasimodo.
The good actors, good performance.
He had a hunchback and he was from Notre Dame. And one year he threw for 3,000 yards. What else you got, Joe?
Okay. Yesterday I spent my time watching Lawrence Welk.
Oh my God, my dad used to watch it. I wanted to kill myself at least 1,000 times.
If you want a good amusement, my friends, on the show, then watch the show.
How many people came out and did songs to Bubbles?
He is
Bubbles.
very, very nice during the diamond time.
During the diamond time. You guys could watch him play polka music, and he also did bubbles, tiny bubbles.
While
That
you're
was his big
watching
one.
it, eat some popcorn. And if you're hungry, you take hot dogs with sauerkraut and mustard.
Sounds
Then
German.
you will
That's a
enjoy,
German thing, Joe.
enjoy watching that show.
Okay. It's going to take a lot more than that for me to watch that one.
Levi Strauss. Who is that Levi Strauss?
Levi Strauss is I'm wearing some Levi Strausses right now, Joe. It's a clothing company. He was the first one, not the first one to make blue jeans, but he was the
Correct.
first one. He had a secret pocket. Not even a secret pocket. He had a little tiny pocket. Right there. There's a little pocket right there, Joe. You could put your stopwatch in. Back then, you could put a crack rock in there, a nice dime bag of weed. Back then, Levi Strauss was cutting edge on the weed
That
industry,
was
Joe.
actually for your pocket watch.
Pocket
At
watch.
that time, they didn't have wristwatch.
No
They had
wristwatch.
pocket watch, if you remember.
I do. I do. Levi Strauss. And Joe, if you were to get a pair of original Levi's, they go for tens of thousands of dollars if you could find vintage Levi's.
Yeah, about $90 pants.
New ones. I said vintage. If you buy vintage, Joe, from the 70s, 80s, or if you get them from back in the 1890s when he first started making them.
Now they have everything.
I bought these for
almost
$40.
made by his company. Shoes, shirts,
Did you say
Venice.
Jews or shoes?
Shoes. What are you talking about?
How do you make shoes? Hey, Joe, I used to wear a Levi's called 501s. And they're like a straight leg and they're button up. These are button ups too. And the button up. The problem is, Joe, I started getting bigger. And once I got big, the button would snap off and pop someone in the eye. It's very dangerous.
Herbert Henry Doe. Who is Doe? Herbert Henry Doe. Do you
Herbert
remember
Henry Dow.
Dow Chemicals?
Oh, okay. No,
Here is his building right here. On the left side.
it sure is.
Yeah.
We're living in the shadow of the Dow Chemical building.
The best comedian ever.
Hold on. Best comedian ever. Was he white or black?
White, of course.
Okay,
No
of
problem.
course. Why, of course. Don Rickles?
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason was Joe. I can't even argue with you there. Jackie Gleason was very talented, very funny. Made his bones right
you
here in New York
can
City.
watch his show every day. You won't regret it
Joe loves the Honeymooners.
because actually I like his company. What's her name?
One of these days, Alice. Alice is his wife, and then his neighbor Morty. What the hell was his neighbor's name?
How they did that show was actually in one apartment.
They're from either Bushwick, Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, yes.
It was a very violent show. I've talked about it, Ambrose, on my show many times. Everybody that he disagreed with, he wanted to punch. Jackie Gleason's wife would come in and go, "Ralph, we're not having steak tonight." He would say, "One of these days, Alice, I'm going to punch you in your face." And we'd all be like, "Ha, ha, ha." He beats his wife.
Was
It's a different era.
his wife, Jackie's wife, actually, her mother has a birthday. And she told him, "Please come with me for your mother-in-law birthday." He said, "No, I am sick. I have to stay." And he said, "Okay, stay in." And at the moment he left, he put his gear to go and play ball. You know that.
Bowling.
Bowling.
His thing was bowling.
She comes back because she forgot her wallet.
Joe's describing an episode.
You see him coming down with the bowling with the three and Norton.
I could picture Joe laughing. And so he just said his Ralph, the mother-in-law, Trixie's, Alice's mom, said, "Hey, you coming to my birthday?" He goes, "I can't, I'm not feeling well." Then she leaves and she forgot something. She comes back, he's dressed carrying his bowling ball. That would be funny. That is funny.
Who is brilliant, actually.
Brilliant.
The guy who wrote those scripts. Because somebody is writing those scripts and those actors, they will study it. And
he was considered one of the all-time greats. He was the highest paid actor at that time in the world. And he started off here in New York as right down the street here as a failed comic. He was cracking old jokes and "Take my wife, please," and trying to do other people's jokes and material. It didn't work. And then he just started being himself, kind of a gruff, chain-smoking, large man. And Joe, not only was he a brilliant comedic actor, he'd do the slapstick. Look at this lady with the damn cat on her back.
How you doing, Cat?
Hi, Cat.
How is it?
He would do the slapstick, and he'd be funny, and he'd go, "Away we go," and stuff like that. But Joe, turns out he was a brilliant Academy. I don't know if he won an Academy Award or not, but he was certainly nominated several times because he was a really great actor.
Yeah, I
If
think
you saw him
the
in,
greatest comedian.
Yeah, just a great actor.
You
What else you got, Joe?
You can't beat it.
Can't beat him.
Everton Weeks. Who is that?
I hate it.
The cricket batsman, I
Oh, a
think.
cricket player.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't know that.
Okay. Fats Domino.
Fats Domino, Joe. I found my thrills on Blueberry Hills. Fats Domino, Joe, was a wonderful singer, songwriter, and piano player in the 50s. The star of rock and roll. He was when rock and roll started, he was the idol of the Elvis Presleys, the Beatles. Little Richard was right there in the mix with him. Fats Domino. And white kids dancing.
On this day,
Parents hated it.
Johnny Cash. born on this day.
What do you know about Johnny Cash, Joe?
Well, no, I saw him in actually in upstate. What do you call that place when they have all those hippies comes to
Oh, the what?
upstate? There is a
Oh, when you talking about Woodstock?
Woodstock. I saw him in Woodstock.
Johnny Cash is the man in black, Joe. I fell into burning ring of fire. Joe, he was a phenomenal
Yeah,
artist, singer, songwriter. He came out and he did this thing, Joe. He sold his biggest records at the end of his life. A guy named Rick Rubin produced his thing. He said, I cut myself today to see if I still bleed. A boy named Sue still makes me cry. Still makes me cry.
I saw him in Woodstock. Once, the first time and the last time I go there.
All right.
The people sleeping on the street.
Alfred saw Johnny Cash and George Jones on the same show. Oh my God, that would have been insane. George Jones.
But he died young too.
Johnny Cash, he died at like 80 something.
No,
85.
69 years old.
That's crazy. That I don't believe. Where is Ambrose when I need him most?
1 minute. 1 minute. I tell you how much.
He didn't die in no damn 69.
Well, I tell you
No
how
way.
much. 68 and 3. 71 years old.
Yeah, I know he's in his 70s at least.
Okay.
Shot a man in Reno just to see him die.
Well, actually, there is two names, which Ariel Sharon. You know who is Ariel Sharon?
Ariel Sharon was the prime minister of Israel.
Correct.
I don't know what year, I don't know who for, I don't know what happened.
He died.
But Tammany says hit the like button, and what are you going to tell Tammany no?
He died
How
about
could you
around
tell
2
Tammany no?
years ago.
All right.
Okay, Rajab Erdogan.
Who?
Who is Rajab Erdogan?
I don't even know what the hell you're saying. Say it
You've
again.
been to in his country. That's
Recep
the
Erdogan?
president of Turkey, Rajab Erdogan. Rajab Erdogan. You know the president of Turkey
No.
today?
I would know who the hell. I lived in Turkey 60 years ago.
He's 69 years
How
old
am I going to know who
today.
the president is today?
69
All right.
years old. He's a little bit older than you.
He's a Turkish politician, president of Turkey from 2014 to present. That's the prime minister of Turkey. And that's from Ambrose. That's an Ambrose exclusive,
How
Joe.
you doing, Ambrose? How is everything?
All right.
Thank you for telling him.
Thank you for telling me, because I thought Joe was lying. By the way, I have 4 pairs of Apple earpods. They're 150, 200 bucks a piece, Joe. I have 4 pairs, and of the 4 pairs, each one is missing the right. I have 4 lefts. 4 lefts and no rights.
That's a bad
So I
luck.
went and bought these on Amazon, Joe. These are $25, the best earbuds I ever had. They ain't falling out for nothing. The other day I'm walking, I got my $200 earpods on it. My friend Portia is walking next to me, and her umbrella touches my ear, and the shit flips out and lands in the damn subway grate. These things just go in here like this. Boom. They ain't going nowhere. Can't even really see them that much. 30 bucks. I'll put the link in the description, guys. What else, Joe?
Well, we have Robert Livingston, the dead.
Robert Livingston.
You know who is that?
I don't know. Was he one
One
of the
of the
explorers?
founding fathers, you know.
Founding fathers of what?
Who actually.
Signed the Declaration of Independence?
Yes.
I ain't buying.
He'll tell you, Ambrose, who is Robert Livingston.
That's what I was saying. Who is Robert Livingston? All right.
Jimmy Lee Jackson,
Sounds like a music guy. I don't know who that is.
civil rights activist.
Jimmy Lee Jackson. Shout out to Jimmy Lee. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not.
Howard Hansen.
Howard is handsome?
Howard Hansen. He's a composer of Nordic. I don't know what is that, Nordic.
Joe, why do you hate us so much?
Okay.
What did we do to make you hate us so much?
Air Lloyd. Who is Air Lloyd?
Again, I asked the same question. Why do you hate me
He's
so much? Joe?
basketball Hall of Fame.
Earl Lloyd?
Yeah.
Earl the Pearl. I'm sure they called him that.
Air Lloyd, yeah.
Guys, if you don't know any of these, like I don't know, just follow Ambrose. He's going to tell you. Howard Hansen was an American classic music composer. He dies at 84.
See, I am very smart.
Earl Lloyd is the first African-American basketball player in the NBA. I did not
You
know
did
that.
say-
That is an Ambrose
Yeah,
exclusive.
I'm smart. Thank you, Amber.
Joe is smart. He
You
copy
don't-
and pasted from the internet. Takes a lot to do that. Hey, Joe, the NYPD just added 125 officers to fight outdoor drug sales and shootings. I think they need more than that. I think they probably need more than that, Joe. What else we got? We're just going around the dial.
If you like comics, show him the comics page.
Okay, here's the piece of shit, the racist guy. Take that, Joe. Here's Dilbert. So Dilbert, who was just said in the other paper, was canceled. The Post. But here he is in the Daily Republic. Here's Dilbert. It's never funny. It's just stupid. Hey, this is Bob. Bob likes to debate, but he isn't good at it. When you disagree with Bob, he will insist that the only reason you disagree is that you are afraid. If you get vaccinated, Bob will say you are afraid of catching a sniffle. If you don't get vaccinated, Bob will say you are afraid of getting the shot. Bob believes your thinking process does not extend beyond your fears. That's because Bob is a moron who projects his own one-dimensional worldview on others. Sounds like you're afraid to admit I'm better than you. There it is. It's all about Bob. Who is this Bob guy they're talking about, Joe? I don't know. 2 retired city cops appointed to I don't care. Jail union boss, I don't care. No dollars ripped open, I don't care. U.S. adds arms and sanctions to Russia, I don't care. New York marks 365 days of protests as they gather in protest of the Ukrainian war. Guys, I was there. I was there the first day, right there in Times Square. Right there with you. Look at this, Joe. A huge problem in New York City. Those are bicycles. Those damn bicycles, Joe. Every day we read about an e-bike catching on fire and killing people. A woman dies after e-bike blaze. Officials inspect bike shops. Now they're inspecting bike shops. Joe, these bike shops have hundreds of e-bikes in them. And what's right above a bike shop, Joe?
They're dangerous. You have those
Homes.
bombs.
People live right above the bike shops. In New York City, you live above a deli, a Dunkin' Donuts. How wicked weather across the U.S. could affect New Yorkers, it already has. National Day of Hate against Jews here in New York City. Thank God people are protesting that idiotic thing. This is a horrible paper. This is the Daily News. The murder house, Joe. You remember the house that was where those kids were killed in Idaho? It is being destroyed. They're not going to be ever rented again. The 4 kids have already been killed, Joe. But the University of Idaho to raise murder house. 4 students were stabbed to death in its off-campus home. This house will be leveled. Oftentimes when there's a tragedy like that,
Really?
they will destroy the home. Who's going to want to live there? Who's going to want to live in the murder home?
That's something.
Well, this is a Florida shooting suspect pleads not guilty. Mom stabbed dead. Son 20 busted. These were all stories I covered yesterday. Joe, that's for you if you want it for next time. All right, Joe, let's get up out of here. We gave the people what they want. Joe, I want to thank you for tuning in. The Knicks beat the Wizards 115 to 109. I don't care. The Bulls beat the Nets 131 to 87. Guess what, Joe? A white guy. White guy. Like a 20-year-old white guy. Won the slam dunk contest. And he's only 6'2". He's going up against 6'10" guys. Joe, a white guy, a young kid. He's only been in the pros, I don't know, he's played a couple games. He won the slam dunk contest, and he was insane. He was good, too. I don't know his name. Iowa Oak might know his name. I just watched it before I left the house. I was doing my research with a couple sorties. I'm going to feed some pigeons. I'm going to show you Joe's pigeons here. I'm going to smash up some cookies. And then I'm just going to throw it down here like that. So these cookies are hard to smash when your fingers are frozen. Joe, anything else you want to say to your guys? This is for you, Joe.
Have a good day, my friends. God bless you. I hope you enjoy our talk.
And they did. They hated it.
It's too
Ambrose says, Joe, your show was shit. Iowa says, Joe, you were horrible today. Gina says, Joe,
How are you, Gina?
you were shit, but Bob was good. Alfred says, thanks, guys, but Joe, you were shit. I don't think you guys are being fair to Joe. Sugar Bay says,
how you doing, Alfonso?
you were good, Joe. Sugar Bay seems to like you. Rev
How you doing?
says, thank you, Bob, but not Joe. Brooklyn says, Joe was shit. I don't know why you guys are coming down on Joe. I thought he was great.
How you doing there, George?
Hi, George. Thanks a lot, guys. We love you very much. We hope that you tune in tomorrow. Joe, you were not shit. I don't care what Ambrose says. No.
Likewise.
No.
Thank you.
Ambrose, how dare you?
Thank
Sugar
you,
Bay,
Ambrose.
I expected more out of you than to call Joe shit. That's not nice. Tammany says, Joe's the best thing about this show, next to Bob. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please be kind and loving to each other. Be good to yourself because you deserve it. Joe, can I buy you a coffee?
Likewise. Okay, thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
going to buy Joe a coffee.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will talk again real soon,
Thank
guys.
you, Joe Fernandez.
Thank you, Joe
Have a
Martinez.
coffee.
That's what he calls you now. I don't know what. Keeps asking me, how's Martinez? I go, who the hell's Martinez?
No.
Valerie's in there. Valerie seems
How
to
you
like Joe.
doing, Valerie?
There it goes. Brooklyn says, subpar, better than zilch. Better than
Reverend,
nothing.
have a good day and God bless you.
Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Be good to every human being and every animal that you run across.
Thank you.
God bless. Joe, let's get you a coffee, bro. My fingers hurt so bad I can't hardly